Welcome back everyone. Today's video is another anime haul. I kind of wanted to wait until I purchased a little more before filming this, but I have to film this before I have to return a certain item. So I decided to just film it wherever I could, which is at my desk. So I apologize for the really intense background. Now today I'm also going to be covering bootlegs. So I'm going to get through the legit discs that I bought first. The first series that I've recently bought is Tokyo Ghoul. This series turned really bad. I've heard the manga is much better and I completely believe that, but the anime derailed completely from the manga towards season 2. I still thought season 2 was pretty enjoyable though. If you had ended it there, it would have been a mildly beautiful, bittersweet series. However, they kept going and season 3 was hot garbage. So I decided, I still like it. I still like it visually. I like the style of the series. A lot of the characters are really fun. I liked it enough to want it, but not enough to want to pay for season 3. If a complete series set gets released in the future, I'll probably go for that, but for now I ended up buying both season 1 and 2 of Tokyo Ghoul. The second season is called Tokyo Ghoul Route A, while season 3 is called I think just right? :RE. So thankfully I bought this from eBay, hence why I haven't bothered to get it. I have been debating on buying the series for the longest time, and I found some listings on eBay that included the digital copy, which was nice. This is what the discs look like. I can get it out. So they're not much to say about it. It's nothing special. It's just a standard release. And the back of the cover is pretty nice though. I do like the art there. I'll put that away later. And then season 1 digital copy. The discs have the flower motif on there, and then this really cool picture that I really liked of Kaneki in his ghoul form right after he gets tortured. That's kind of messed up to say. But yeah, the series is rated mature for many different things, majority of it being violence. So if you're not, if you don't think you can handle it, and if you're not of age, I highly don't recommend watching this. But that said, it is a very good drama, I think. Some action scenes are pretty good, especially the last one in season 1. However, like I said, season 3 turns into a mess, so I can only really recommend this series up to season 2. Next, and I am particularly proud of this purchase, I made sure it was authentic and everything as well. This is a set of Gurren Lagann. Now, Gurren Lagann is a very famous series. It's one of the first kind of crazy anime to hit it big. It's by a studio named, oh my gosh, I almost said Trigger, but that's not it. It's Gainax, I'm pretty sure. Or Aniplex, or that's who licenses. So the thing about Aniplex titles, they make very good quality releases. The only thing is they hike up the price tremendously. So if you were to buy this brand new from a retailer, it would cost you $50 minimum per disc, and each disc I think is only 4 episodes, because this series is only a couple episodes long. I think it's only like 24, I want to say. So you're really paying to buy this in parts, which you guys know I hate buying a series in parts. Or you could do what I did, and I went to eBay and I won an auction for all of these for I think about $70 to $80, and it included some of the movies. It included this, which is the standard complete series release by the Anime Legend brand. Not brand, but this one was fine. I thought about buying that one before I found the Blu-rays, and then it came with another movie. So I'm pretty satisfied with my purchase, especially since I got these for a fraction of what they would cost me. And this is such an intense series, I have to say. It's a classic, so there's that. And each one of these volumes comes with a little pamphlet about the episodes involved, I'm assuming, with some art and some postcards and a poster, that thing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about this purchase, a lot. I'm glad that after bemoaning that I would never own this series, I actually managed to find it for a reasonable price. So I'm happy with that. I'm doing that thing where I open these and don't even tell you guys what it's about. I've actually not seen the movie to Gurren Lagann, but the series itself is about a kind of dystopian future where humans live underground because the surface world is full of these demons or monsters that try to attack them if they come up to the surface. But eventually this little ragtag group that starts off when he's much younger, Sinon, I believe is his name, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've seen this series. They decide to go up to the surface after finding this giant robot that they name Gurren, I believe. I have to rewatch this because it's been so long. I used to watch this on the Sci-Fi Channel back when they did their anime block, so this is pretty old. But it's a classic to a lot of anime fans, and it's very enjoyable. And then Tokyo Ghoul. This is a very popular series. I'm sure most of you have heard of it. Kaneki ends up transforming into a half ghoul after he goes into an accident, and a doctor ends up using the organs of the ghoul who was attacking him to kind of fix him after the accident. So since he's now fused with her organs, he starts turning into a ghoul, and a lot of bad stuff happens. Here I have some case closed volumes. Now this is a series that for the longest time was kind of on the back burner for Funimation because it just wasn't making the money. However, it used to air at around 4 a.m. if I remember correctly on the original Toonami block, and I would stay up with my sister to watch this. It is such a good, very enjoyable series that I often marathon as I work on homework and stuff. So I managed to find season 1 and 2 of an old disc set or disc release on eBay. They are legitimate. I've already watched them. And I really like the artwork on these cases. I kind of miss the cardboard cases. And this is what each discs look like. And this is a very classic series. It's very popular and still airing in Japan. It has like almost 1,000 episodes if I remember correctly. So the basic premise is that this kid is actually a 17-year-old high school student who gets fed a drug by some bad guys after he starts investigating them. Oh, look, there they are, right there, by them. And instead of it killing him, it ends up turning him into a child. So he kind of has to try and find his body back by tracking these guys down while also disguising himself as a kid detective. And his best friend's father happens to be a detective, so he kind of lives with them. And he solves cases as he tries to find a way to turn himself back. It's a very, very episodic series. Not much happens overall as far as progress towards getting his body back, but it's so enjoyable because every episode is a different murder case, which is really funny because this series is a kids show in Japan, but it aired on Adult Swim here because that would just not fly by US standards. So I have season 1 and 2 over there. I managed to find season 4 in this, I think it's a Viridian collection or something, I'm not sure. But that's what the discs look like. I found this on eBay as well. And unfortunately, this series is out of print. It went out of print a couple months ago, so that means you can only find it on Amazon right now or secondhand through eBay. Amazon is selling these cases, these sets, for about $100 each, if I remember correctly. I found this thankfully through an auction, and I managed to get it for about a bit under $20, which I thought was a steal. That's what that looks like. It came with the postcard, and with these save series, you can also flip the cover if you don't like the green on the spine, and then the cover is just the same on the back. That's what it looks like. Now, even though this just went out of print, there's already some bootleggers that I suspect on eBay. I have with me season 4. Now, the reason I wanted to film this now instead of later is because I actually think this is a bootleg. The very small details popped out to me when I first got this. One is that the case felt a little cheap. These cases are not the most sturdy thing either, but this one felt significantly different. You can kind of tell the style of case is much different than what the standard save case is. And I've bought a couple of these save series before, so I know what the cases feel and look like. So there's that. Not only that, but you can kind of notice, maybe not on camera, but in person it's a lot more noticeable. The color of the spine, the green, is a lot less vibrant. At first I thought it was just me being picky, but well, for one thing, it came broken, so 2 of the discs are scratched to heck, which I was not happy about. The pamphlet for the cover seemed fine. It's a little pale, but I kind of chalk that up to the cover itself. I'm not 100% sure if that says anything, because it kind of looks like they replicated the cover for this Viridian collection or whatever this is. But it's different on the inside, so you can't really tell based on that. But the paper that it's made out of is a little rough. It doesn't feel like that standard smooth glossy plastic paper type. I don't know how to describe it. But if you've bought enough of these, you would know. Most DVDs sold and Blu-rays have the same paper material. So if something feels off, it's probably for a reason. One other thing that I noticed when I opened this up is that, other than the broken case and stuff like that, I did look this up on Amazon, and one person took a picture of what theirs looked like. The discs on the case, which goes back to the fact that this is a different style of case. One, it didn't come with the postcard, and this was new. I bought this supposedly new, and it was shrink wrapped in this very oddly thick, crispy paper, instead of the kind of more stretchy paper. I sound so nitpicky. But anyway, the picture showed that the discs on the cases of the front and back cover were in the center instead of kind of on the far down and then the top. So all of these things made me investigate a little more. So I popped this into my computer and it did play. However, suspiciously, you were able to skip the FBI warning and the Funimation ad. And I've never had a Funimation anime disc that let me do that. So that was one big red flag. The second red flag was that you can actually open up on your computer the files of these discs. So I popped these 2 into my computer. Season 3 was released around 2012, if I remember correctly, and it said so in their files. You can check the properties of the files, and it'll tell you the date that they were modified or created and all that. Season 5, I believe, was 2013. For this one, it was registering the date 2009. So that's another red flag for me, because it tells me that they may have used an old, possibly this one, edition of this series or this season to make a duplicate. A really good looking duplicate. If you weren't looking for this stuff, you wouldn't even notice. But I did. So I did contact the seller. I don't think they were aware or even cared, honestly, but they were willing to give me a refund so long as I send the disc back, and they said they would contact their supplier to confirm that it was official. I'm 100% sure this is probably some kind of really well-made duplicate, and they're starting to pop up on eBay as well for this series. You'll see a set of seasons 1 through 5 for only about $50 to $60. Big red flag for me, especially since this is out of print. But that is case closed. It's a very enjoyable series if you can find it. My local library actually had copies of this, so that may be where you need to go to watch it. It's also obviously available online illegally. And then the final series that I have is Puella Magi Madoka Magica. I mentioned in a video that I would probably never own this series, and I was right. I thought I got a good deal on this. I won an auction, and everything seemed fine. The cases were right. The pamphlets were real. They are definitely real. However, the discs 100% are not. So I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell, but you can see the speckling of the bad print job on this disc. Not only that, but here's the big indicator that it's a bootleg. It's black. Blu-rays, if they are legitimate from a publisher, they will not be black. Black Blu-ray discs mean they are burned, which means someone burned it themselves, and it's not real. It's not official. So if you ever buy anime or any movie really, and your Blu-ray disc is black for whatever reason, it's a fake. And you are entitled to get your money back. So I got my money back for this. They didn't even give me a shipping label, so they knew it was fake, and they didn't even want me to return it. But they tried to pull one over my eyes by using the real cover. But this was a very obvious fake, so I don't even know why they tried. And that's why you have to be careful with stuff like this, because you could, again, it goes back to a principle of things. This played on my computer, but it probably will not play on, say, someone's Xbox, someone's PS4, a standard Blu-ray player. So what's really the point of owning it if you can't even play it where you want it to? Like, a Blu-ray disc should be able to play in whatever format can play a Blu-ray disc. And that is it for today's anime haul. It's only 4 series, but this caused me to rearrange my anime shelf because I ran out of room. I hope you enjoyed and found the bootleg part somewhat informative. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will hopefully not involve bootleg discs.